I like Hutchinson the best, and I don't think Linderbaum is worth a top 10 pick. Thibodeau slipped, and I am going to grab Thibodeau. The Giants took Allar Elam. Good for them. Kenyon Green is a guarantee in my mind. He would be such a dream pick right here. Evan Neal is still on the board. I'm not going to pick him now. That 44 pick could be tight end. That 44 pick could be a good linebacker, a good safety. We could drop back one pick and pick up a second rounder for New Orleans. We got options here. Hello, everybody. Hello. This is Jets Chaos. This is Jeremy, but we're not just talking about the Jets. Well, hopefully the right people will hear us and go for our guy, Drew Allar, who we love and want the Jets to draft. Not saying I wanted to draft him with the 5th pick, although my friend here might disagree and think, don't even take the risk of trading back. Grab him at 5 if you have to. What's going on, Tony?
Hey, how are you, Jeremy? What's going on tonight?
We're good. I got some more footage on Drew Allar, the guy that Tony the GM and Jets Chaos believe in. Find out why. You'll find out why we believe in this kid. Why are we so crazy about him? Look, everyone's going to have their favorites. People are going to have the quarterbacks in the draft that they like. We're not basing it off of nothing. We are at least, and no one will deny, we spend so much time, me and Tony, going over film together when we're not live, yet alone the amount of film we watch together when we are live. So I will say this. No one can accuse us of just randomly listening to hype. We are watching film. We are watching quarterbacks, and we are showing why. We are openly showing you why we are supporting the players that we support, why we like Drew Allar. We're not just saying it and saying because. There's a reason we like him. You might not agree with us, but we're going to stand by it. And believe me, in 4 to 5 years, you could either say you guys are wrong and you were wrong, or we're going to be able to say I told you so. And I will say this, Tony, I didn't know about Jaden Daniels or how good he was until last year when you and I went over the film and you explained it to me and pointed out the things to look for, and you were 100% right on him. We would have been proven right on J.J. McCarthy by now. Unfortunately, he got hurt. We'll have to wait a year or maybe 2 until that is brought home, that exclamation point. But the bottom line is they could laugh at us now. They could deny us now. They could disagree with us now. But in a few years from now, what's their excuse going to be when Drew Allar is clearly the quarterback every team should have taken in this draft or in the 2026 draft, depending on when he comes out?
My thing, Jeremy, is that the Jets cannot make the same mistake they did with Zach Wilson. So Either we draft the right quarterback or we trade down.
Right.
I believe Drew Allar is the right quarterback. I am not touching any other quarterback in the first round of this draft.
Right, and we're gonna have videos. We already showed a video on Cam Ward. We're gonna have more videos doing all the analysis, game by game plays. I'm going through the film. I'm filtering through film for every quarterback, and I'm pulling out, just watching random games, and I'm going to pull out randomly with no bias. I'm going to look for every play where there's pressure, every play where there's not a clean pocket for every quarterback, and we're going to take like 25 plays, and we're going to look at the quarterback under those conditions, knowing that in the NFL, that's reality, that you very rarely get a clean pocket in the NFL.
Exactly. We're not watching highlight films here. We're looking really deep at what's important and looking for a quarterback.
Yes.
Precious throws is probably the most important thing you're looking at. Could he do the entire route tree? Is another very, very big thing when looking for a quarterback. Is he making the proper throw for every play? Correct, Jeremy?
Yeah. Look, these are the things we need to look at. Like, you can't just look at footwork. You can't just look at footwork, and you can't just look at a highlight film and say, look at these amazing passes, and ignore the fact that in these highlight films, a lot of these plays, Drew Allar included, a lot of the plays on the highlight films, if you notice, the quarterbacks are standing in a clean pocket and they're throwing to receivers who are wide open. That, to me, is any college quarterback in Division I could have made that throw or should have made that throw. Otherwise, they don't belong in Division I. The other thing we'll look at, though, and like you were saying, is the types of throws. right? It's fine. Look, we saw Cam Ward makes incredible vertical passes with touch. He's beautiful at it. He does it. It's wonderful. But you can't ignore the fact that he never throws the ball up the middle, rarely ever, never throws timing passes, anticipation passes, and and if it's not there in 2 seconds in the pocket when he gets the snap and drops back, he literally, if it's not there in 2 seconds, one read, it's off script the play. And in the NFL, do you want to draft a quarterback that basically has only shown you that he can throw one read to an open guy, and if the guy's not there in 2 seconds, it's an off script play? Like, maybe you take a third, fourth round swing at a guy like that, but you're going to use a top 10 pick on that guy? I want a guy who could drop back in the pocket, and even though it's not a clean pocket, throw a ball to a guy who's not wide open, but has a half a step, and place the ball in a place where only that receiver can catch it. Because in the NFL, to be successful, that's what you need to be able to do.
You also, I believe Allar has advanced arm talent, and he also has every other tool that you need to be successful in the pros. I think he's the only one that checks every single box for what you're looking for. If someone's looking at film and looking at footwork and saying, oh, no, we can't draft this guy, you have no idea what you're doing when it comes to drafting a quarterback.
Yes.
Anything coachable you can improve on.
Yes.
You cannot improve on field vision.
I just want to say something. There was somebody here named Kareem. Hey, well, let's not confuse Drew Allar for your mom. You know what I mean? Like, we're not talking about anybody's mother here. So, like, if she likes to do that, then that's fine. But let's leave moms out of this. We're talking about Drew Allar here, not your mom. Go ahead.
Okay, we're good to go. You want to roll the first?
Yeah. Oh, and I love this. I love this. Oh, the other Penn State quarterback. I guess that means there could never be a Penn State quarterback. I guess every Penn State quarterback is exactly the same. That should be our logic when drafting a quarterback. Did you know that, Tony? That if a quarterback is ever a bust from a certain college, that means you could never draft another quarterback from that college, because obviously Drew Allar is just like Hackenshit, and they're the same exact quarterback. They're not two different people, because they happen to go to the same college. This is the intelligence. That's how we should determine who the best quarterback is. I mean, dumb.
Okay, listen. If we're going to regurgitate the same nonsense.
I mean, the same stupid comments. Like, you got to be the dumbest human being. I mean, where is your critical thinking? Like, who raised you? Who educated you? Like, you're going to sit there and tell me because a quarterback from a certain school was a bust, that means that every quarterback that comes out of that same school is a bust? That's just stupid.
Okay. When you're looking at a quarterback, you need to look at level of supporting cast. How is our supporting cast, Jeremy? Jeremy.
Yes.
Allar's supporting cast.
Allar has a good tight end. That's it. No receivers. No wide receivers that are going to be drafted.
How much pressure did you see for this kid?
I mean, we're going to watch it. We're going to watch it. And you know what? Again, box score people who are looking at completion rates. Yes, you might point to a quarterback who has a 70% completion rate, but if he's just throwing the ball to wide open receivers, or he's just making the same throw like Caleb Williams did in USC, 8 yards in front of him to guys running across the middle, if that's what they're doing, I'm not impressed. I'd rather have a guy with a 55% completion rate, but he's throwing timing patterns, and he's throwing like where the guy turns and breaks out of his route and the ball's waiting for him, because those quarterbacks you can't compare because they're throwing more challenging passes. Josh Allen did not have a good completion rate in college, but that's not what you're looking at unless they're easy throws that he's missing.
Allen's completion rate is fine. Okay. Also, on top of that, you got to look at the level of competition. Who's he playing compared to these other quarterbacks?
Well, I think everybody is going to want to start looking. So let's get to it. Let's find. You want to start with the easier of the 3 games, West Virginia?
We're going to start with the first game of the year. Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to look. Can you see that on the screen? I hope so.
Yes.
Okay. Let me make it as big as possible. Guys in the chat, I can't see your chats right now. So we're just gonna look at some film right now, and I'll try to get back to you when I can. Hold on, whoa, what's going on here? You could see this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm having a little problem with hitting the pause button here. So let me 1 second. Why do I see a million me's? What's going on here? What's going on here, Tony? You're not helping me.
I don't know.
Okay, let's try that again. So Micah V is asking, is Drew Aller a first round talent? We think he is. Me and Tony disagree. Tony just wants to grab him. I say that if he's not ranked in the top 30, we should definitely wait until the end of the first round or our second round pick to take him. But I believe he's more talented than Cam Ward and Sanders, because the experts, the so-called experts, are always freaking wrong. And we need to stop listening to these people and letting them determine and tell us who's good and who's bad, and look at the tape for ourselves. So I'm trying to find what happened to that tape. I'm not seeing it. So I'm trying to find that tab. I see Ohio, I see Purdue. I'm no longer seeing the window for that game. So hold on 1 second. Really don't know what the problem is. Okay. Let me open this back up. We have a weird technical issue going on, so I'm going to have to fix it. But let me open up that game again. Okay. I think we're ready. Hopefully we won't have that technical problem. Look, people, if you don't agree with us, that's fine. But the obnoxiousness and the shit people say because you don't believe with us, I mean, let's be freaking grown-ups and stop acting like little children. If you don't agree and you don't like, and I'm not talking to anybody here, that, like, if you don't like a quarterback, that's fine. But like, we've got to chill out and be like, I got to go into this person's video. I don't agree with what they're saying. I don't like Drew Aller. And most of the people who say they don't like Drew Aller, you're talking out of your ass. You've watched no film. You don't even know what you're looking at. You're looking at box scores and you're believing other people and what they're telling you. We're just asking you to watch with us. If you still don't like them, that's fine. You're entitled to your opinion. But until you watch and listen and hear us out, I mean, why the nasty comments? Right? It's unbelievable. Everybody claims they watch hours of film. Everybody. Yeah, sure. Sure you do. Everybody does, right? I mean, just freaking give us a second here. So let's watch. This is every play from West Virginia, or every throw. So let's watch that first one again. And here we go. You can see it?
Yep.
Okay. So this one, very quick, got rid of the ball really fast, right? Are you blown away by that? Do we care about that play?
Not at all. But we're watching the entire film. What we're looking for is NFL throws.
Right. That's what we're looking for.
What makes them draftable?
Okay. He's not alone right now. He's got pressure. On the run, throws it. Oh, wow. Look at that. Well, that looked pretty good.
That's it. Is this the right tape, John?
This is West Virginia. Penn State versus West Virginia, just like you requested. Every throw. That was beautiful. I'm not saying he didn't have enough time, but look at that. Nice screen pass. I know we used to take it for granted, say screen passes are easy, who cares? But after having Zach Wilson, you could appreciate a quarterback who could throw a screen pass. Under pressure, gets rid of it, catchable ball to the running back instead of taking the sack. I wish Aaron Rodgers could do that. Had a good pocket. Makes a crappy throw. That's okay. Short pass. You're going to see some bad in here because we're not showing highlights, guys. We're showing every play. And every quarterback has bad passes too. We're not going to hide from it.
This is the first game of the year.
Steps up in the pocket. Believe that's a completion for a first down. Nothing great about that. We're not bragging about that. That's not an NFL quality play. We're looking for NFL type plays, guys. We're not going to sit here and pretend that every throw he makes is great or anything. We do the same thing when we watch every quarterback. We're not going to be impressed when you have a wide open pocket. On the run, tries to make a tough throw, makes a beautiful pass up the middle to a guy running a route while on the run. So that was not him throwing the ball to somebody standing in front of him. This is what I like. This is the kind of play what we're talking about, right? When he was running, he was scrambling. He doesn't just get lucky and find someone open in front of him, though. He still has to see the field because he's actually throwing it to somebody who's still en route. That's impressive.
He does that consistently.
Look at that. It looks pretty accurate to me, too.
Up.
I love the different speeds. I love the ball placement. I love watching him throw. He's like a surgeon.
He's so natural on the move.
Yeah, look at that. Another one on the move. He's able to throw beautifully and accurately.
Either way. He can reach any part of the field and attack any level of the field. He's not exerting himself on the throw. He has a natural throw in motion.
Right.
You don't see this with the other quarterbacks. Everybody else just goes back and lets it glide. Okay? He gets rid of it under pressure, almost completes the pass.
Yep.
There's a lot to like about this quarterback.
Look, under duress. Ooh, I don't know if that's I think it was out of bounds, but beautiful effort, right? I mean, this is what we're talking about. It shows up in the stats as an incomplete pass, but that's these are the things you're looking for in a guy. Because he wasn't wide open. He didn't, he didn't have a clean pocket. I don't know how to explain it to people. People will still argue. So there's nothing we could really do except prove it by being, we could prove it by being right. Huh?
Did you see that pass?
It was beautiful. The guy was not wide open either. That's what I like. That was almost an interception. He got lucky there. That was not a good pass by him. Under pressure, throws it away. Got to look at those pressure throws. Sometimes he does it. Sometimes he doesn't. Like any other.
Not looking. People don't look at complete games. Okay, they just look at highlight films.
I know.
Okay.
You got to see. Oh, look at that. Now that's okay. So the receiver dropped it, but who cares? That's the kind of thing you don't see on a box score and you don't see on a highlight film that you have to see. Like the way he had no time. He threw it right to his receiver, like perfectly. I don't care if the receiver caught it or not. That was the only play he could make. Beautiful pass right there. Gets the first down. Okay, nothing crazy, nothing fancy. We're not,
Put it in pause for 1 second.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go back and see what they're saying. I want to see the criticism.
Here's what the issue is. You're looking at complete tapes. Everybody, when they're scouting a quarterback, or all the experts who just watch highlight films, look at highlights of a quarterback. This is better than any of the other quarterbacks that we see. Okay,
we got someone. If he's Billy is asking if he runs. Billy, this particular film is every throw, but yes, he's a very good runner. He's not a runner in elusiveness. He's a power runner. So I was comparing him to a little bit like, he runs. He's physical like Josh Allen. I'm not saying he's his talent. That's not I'm not. People are going to now jump. So you're saying he's Josh Allen? No, I'm not. I'm saying his style of running is like Josh Allen. Like it's very physical. He's a physical runner. And we'll have other film that we could watch that shows him running, but this is every throw. So we're not showing him running, but he had very impressive runs with the ball.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Jeremy, we looked at every throw of Cam Ward. How did he look his first handful of plays compared to this? It was horrible.
Right. Right. So I want to address this. I wouldn't say we like Jordan Travis. So just so you know, Brian, we like Jordan Travis. We like him as a third round pick, not a first round pick. We liked him as a third, fourth round pick, but we liked him. We think that there's potential in Jordan Travis, at least to be a backup quarterback, good, solid backup, and maybe better.
Jeremy, I think what we should do is when we see a throw that we deem draftable, I think we should ask the people in the comments if they think it's draftable. Okay, what we're looking for, because I don't think they seem to grasp it. I think they're thinking every play should look like a NFL highlight film.
Well, that's because everybody's used to just watching highlights, so everybody thinks that's who the quarterback is. That it's just, and then you got guys that like a Cam Ward who plays for Miami, who has elite talent around him, and they're playing against inferior defenses, and he's throwing to wide open receivers. And people just don't understand that that's not the NFL. And it doesn't mean he won't go to the NFL and be able to throw to covered receivers, but you can't use a top 5 pick unless there's evidence that he can. Right?
Exactly. Now, let's roll the tape, and every time we see something that we like, let's see what they say, okay?
Okay, let's look at this one.
Okay, do you see how smooth he throws that ball?
I love it. I love his throwing motion. I love the way the ball goes. Look at that's pressure. Oh my God! Okay, did you see that play? Before I go to the comments, we need to play that again.
To the pressure. Bring it back to the pressure. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, right there is exactly what you're looking for when drafting a quarterback. Now, guys, you could go look at Cam Ward's tape, okay, which we did just on his highlights. Okay, we started looking at real tape also. Cam Ward made one single NFL quality throw under pressure. This is pressure, guys. Okay?
Right.
It's coming right at him. He easily stands in the pocket, not even budging.
Look where that ball landed.
You see this?
I want to see the comments on that play. I have to see this. Like what like and this is what I'm saying when we say again. I can't say it enough, right? We're looking at lots of games. We're not saying because of this one play he's a first-round draft pick. We're looking for these type of throws, like we're looking for a couple of plays like this in every game. Now, if you look through the highlights, we did this, if you play all of Cam Ward, all of his highlights for the whole year, there'll be a couple of really beautiful plays like this. But that's looking at just the highlights. If you go game to game and look at every play, it's not a bad thing. It's not his fault that he has lots of time. It's not his fault that the receiver is wide open. It's not about saying that it's the player's fault. It's not about saying it doesn't mean they're good. If you're a scout, what are you looking for, though? You're looking for a quarterback who could do it at the NFL level. So and what does the NFL level mean for a quarterback? What stops quarterbacks from being good in the NFL? The number one thing is the inability to play under pressure.
He does this 3-4 times a game, guys.
Okay. Oh, here's a funny ask, Jake. This is the interesting thing. This is not highlights. This was every throw against West Virginia. Look at the top of the screen, what it says, every throw. This was every throw. There was some bad passes. He almost threw an interception. So the footage we're looking at, and we're going to look at a couple of games too, this is every throw. It's not a highlight film. So you're going to see an interception. You're going to see him throw ugly passes because every quarterback in the NFL, every quarterback in college, I mean, every quarterback we look at has ugly plays. Every one of them.
Jeremy, he is the best quarterback probably in the country at protecting the football.
Oh, he just got here. Yeah, he just got here. I'm sorry?
Okay, he's very good at protecting the football.
Yeah. No, I noticed that, but I want people to know, because some people say, well, what about that play? Yeah, we accept the fact that if we're looking at every throw in every game, there's going to be bad passes. That's fine. Every quarterback, we know this, right? You all watch football. Every quarterback, college or NFL, if you watch the whole game, is going to have some bad throws. Unless you're like prime Aaron Rodgers in his prime, right?
Okay, let's go to the next play.
Okay, we're going to go to the next play. Let me go back to here. Here we go. That was such a beautiful play. That's the kind of thing, man, that I look for, right? But you want to see, if that's the only one, then he's not draft worthy in the first round. There's got to be plays like that throughout his tape when you watch all of his games. On the run. He's such a good on the run pass thrower.
Right. Okay. Do you see how he moves around in the pocket, guys? Okay. He's going left, right. He's not running from the pocket. Okay. He's moving forward, backwards, left, right.
See that
Don't find that from either Ward or Sanders. Okay. Yeah. Bring that play back.
Well, I mean, this is not a highlight reel, guys. This is not a highlight reel.
This is regular. This is every game from this kid.
Right. We're just showing the plays from this game. Every pass play. Look at this. This is not a guy smoking a cigarette in the back. It was starting to collapse on him. He had to get rid of the ball fast. And and he finds his guy. Now, the guy's wide open. No one's claiming on this play, oh, look, he threw to a tightly covered guy. But he was under pressure in the pocket and found that guy. How many times have we been screaming at the TV for the last 10 years as Jet fans, angry because there's an open receiver and our quarterback cannot find them when they're under pressure?
You do realize that throw matched the play. You saw the safety going into that play, right?
Yeah. That shows that he's smart. Yeah. And that I don't know, not the greatest pass there, but that's okay. Because because no quarterback has 100% completion rate.
Right. This is everyday football. This is what you see. Okay?
Yeah.
Under pressure, he tried to lob it over and he missed the kid. This happens every day in football.
Right. Under pressure makes the play. And he was under pressure in that play. This guy is not playing against the same competition. He's not in the same situation as what you're watching when you watch Sanders and when you watch Ward and you watch Ewers and you watch those highlights. This is not the same situation. This guy does not have NFL receivers. This guy does not have ridiculous protection against inferior defenses. Penn State, their schedule, if you look at their games, they're in these dogfight games most of the time, dogfight at the line of scrimmage. He doesn't have clean pockets. He doesn't have NFL stud receivers that are wide open. He doesn't have these things. He has a great tight end, though. Not going to say he has nobody. He has a great tight end, but you see he's making passes. He doesn't just throw to one player. He's not just throwing to Warren. He's throwing it to everybody, and you're going to see that as we continue to look at his film.
Are we on the same tape still?
No, we already finished that game, so we're going to the next game. So let me present. We're going to look at the Purdue game. Okay. So let's. Oh, hold on. I gotta.
11 passes without an interception. And here's the first throw, and who else? Tyler Warren, the tight end, got about 14 on the first snap.
To be a championship team is.
Okay, here we go.
That was Waller, by the way, guys. Big time tight end.
Yeah, he's going to get drafted. I don't know if he's first round. He's probably first round draft pick, right? Late first round?
Probably early second, late first.
Right. Okay. Any quarterback in college makes that throw, so that's okay. That is not a celebration of Drew Allar. We acknowledge that every quarterback makes that throw. You know what? Before I do this, let me expand the screen so you guys don't have to look at that ugly stuff. Ooh, guy coming at him. Oh, yeah. I love that pass.
Guys, Do you see how easily he's delivering that ball to the sideline?
Under pressure, guys. Under pressure. You watch the other games. Watch the other games. Watch the other quarterbacks when you watch their highlights. Look at the pocket they have. And then look at what's going on with him. Right? You see where there's a guy coming from here, there's a guy coming from there. He sees them, he knows they're there, he has to get rid of the ball. Watch the highlight. I'm not saying there are none. There are plays where Cam Ward and Sanders are under pressure or have guys. I'm not saying there isn't. But watch the highlights. How many of those great plays, there's no pressure like this. There's alone in a comfortable, clean pocket. Effortless. He throws that ball. Effortless. Look at that. Oh, you got to love it, huh? Just when I said he doesn't throw always to Warren, he's having a fun time throwing to Warren. But the guy's open. What can you do? Not throw him the ball? Every throw, guys. There are going to be good ones and bad ones. Let's see what he could do on 3rd and goal. Tough situation. Okay, nice. That's nice play design.
Okay, now, guys, he's throwing a ball different speeds on every single play. His ball matches the receiver exactly on time. You have to be able to see this, okay? Even these little passes. Did you see what we had going on with Zach? Look how effortlessly he just threw that ball to that guy.
Right.
Are you seeing this, Jeremy?
I like the catchability. Like, oh.
Okay, now he's looking all over the field. Now you see that pass right there. Simple little pass, right?
Yeah.
There's no thinking involved. He went 1, 2, 3, and let the ball go all on the same play on that previous thing.
Right.
You know how much extra time that gives the runner?
Right. His lack of hesitation.
Right. This is what you're looking at when you're looking at a quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, I could watch him all day. The way it's just so smooth. Look at that was beautiful. That was as much Warren as him. I mean, that's a good quarterback and a receiver that work well together. You know, that was beautiful. I don't know if it works in the NFL every time, but it was beautiful to watch. Drop the ball. He had to throw it hard in that situation. That was nice.
Now, you saw that? He wanted to put a little more on it. You saw that, right?
Yeah. Oh, backwards pass. Oh, that was Warren who threw him the ball, and he threw it back to Warren. Nice play design. Beautiful pass, though. Nice drop bucket pass. Very catchable. Love those. You know, everybody says, oh, it's not the quarterback's fault because the receivers drop the passes. Sometimes the reason why a particular quarterback will have a problem with receivers dropping their passes is because they only throw one speed, and they're not adjusting their speed to where the player is.
Okay, now, guys, this tape looks totally different than Ward or Sanders. They just step back in the pocket, stare at one guy. If he's not open, the play's basically dead.
One read.
Correct, Jeremy, what we've seen so far?
Well, yeah, I think that Sanders is better than Ward at checking it down, though. Like, I think that Sanders at least knows how to use a check down. Whereas Ward is 2 seconds and he takes off. He's like scrambling for his life. At least Sanders will find a check down.
You gotta put this back.
Okay.
Put this play back, okay?
Sure.
Forget about that. He's wide open in the end zone, okay?
Okay.
First, I want you to watch this kid's head, okay?
Okay.
And then look where he throws it from and where it lands and how high the ball is.
Okay.
Watch his head.
So he's looking.
1,
you see where he's looking. He's looking to the left now. Oh, he's looking in the middle.
He's walking all over. Now he's rolling out. He throws it 52 yards plus 3, 55 yards on a line. Okay, did you see that throw?
On a line.
On a line, right.
That was pretty impressive. It was a nice, beautiful pass. Beautiful pass. It's very nice. You know, he's so young too. How old is he? 21 in this right
He's
now?
20 here.
20. He's 20 years old in this game.
This is
20 years old.
easily the most draftable quarterback in this draft, and it's not even close.
People are going to argue and say we're crazy, but but the plan, just so all of you know, when we say this insanity, right? Like that sounds insane, and we're talking about quarterbacks that nobody else likes. Just so you know, we're not going anywhere. Like next year, like eventually the truth's going to come out. It's not like there's so many things people will talk and give opinions, and like in politics especially, where it never is resolved. There's never direct evidence or proof to these things, right? People debate forever their whole lives, and everybody thinks they were right their whole lives. We're either going to be wrong or we're going to be right. Like there's no hiding from this. This film, this content is out there. It's out there. We can't hide from what we're saying. If we are wrong about some quarterbacks, we're going to be wrong. And if we're right about some quarterbacks, we're going to be right. And in 3 or 4 years, you can look at our footage, look at us every year, the quarterbacks, the way we rank them. Before the draft, we will rank our quarterbacks. Right, Tony? We're going to give our ranking. And every year you could look at our final ranking, and every year you could see how we did. And if we suck, then you could say these guys are full of shit and their system doesn't work. And you could decide if we're getting it better than the experts, then you could decide, hey, these are the 2 guys to watch as far each year to know, like to help judge who the better quarterbacks are. I mean, it's up to you. We can't hide from the truth. The truth will be out there. It's going to happen in the future. The truth will come to pass. And we will not make excuses. If we're wrong, we will say we're wrong. Right, Tony?
Jeremy.
Yeah.
I'll go all in on this kid. Because what I see, okay, I'm 100% in on this kid. If you see a kid viewing the whole field, looking at multiple progressions, throwing different arm speeds, making every type of throw at every level of the field, throwing under pressure when he's pressured, he's under pressure a lot. He's playing high-end competition here. Okay, this is not what Ward and Sanders have been playing the past who knows what.
Right.
Correct?
Yeah.
Right.
Look, you're Tony. Nobody's going to ever be able to deny how all in you were on this kid. You are on record saying you were all in on him. That you would
100% all in. The same way I was 100% out on Zach Wilson, I am 100% in on this kid. The same way I don't think that Ward and Sanders are first-round draft picks because the division they come from and the type of football they play, okay? One read quarterback, Ward, who just runs away from he has one quality under pressure throw in 5 years of football. That kid stands no chance. He needs to be in the right system, okay, and protected. That's what you're getting with Ward. I know what I'm talking about, guys. Trust me. When you go to Sanders, I want you to watch. Why did he lead the country in sacks last year? Why is he 3rd in the country in sacks this year? Not just offensive line. It's a team game. He's holding the ball too long. He's staring down his receivers. He's not processing in time.
Well,
that is the exact scouting report.
And you just have to count yourself. Like, just time the time. When he snaps the ball, time. If he's holding the ball for over 3 seconds, or anything over 3 seconds, you have to be concerned about what he's going to be able to do in the NFL. Not if it's just sometimes, but if every play you notice consistently over 3 seconds, sometimes 4 seconds that he's holding the ball, you have a problem. That quarterback is going to have a problem because in the NFL, you cannot hold the ball for 3 plus 4 seconds consistently in the pocket. It doesn't work.
And I'll tell you one thing. Sanders already said his father, Deion, came out and said he wants him to be in the right position. doesn't want certain teams to draft him, correct?
Correct.
Because he knows that if you put this kid behind a bad offensive line his first year, he's going to have 142 sacks, okay? It's going to be an issue. He needs to be protected. Okay?
Right.
I'm not saying he can't develop. I'm saying I was way ahead at 20 years old compared to these two at 22, 23, whatever they are.
Okay, so we don't run out of time. Let me get to the next game. This is going to be the hardest game, I'm imagining, because it's Ohio State. So this is playing against like the ultimate competition. Right? Like it doesn't get any more difficult than this. This is going to be playing against Ohio State. So, I mean, I'm not saying there's not better defenses in college football, but I'm saying is nobody's going to say that they would expect him to dominate and put up 800 yards or whatever, or tons of touchdowns against freaking Ohio State.
Well, he's playing NFL quality defensive players here.
Right. Okay. I'm not going to draft him because of that play. I'm going to be fair because we always say that with the other guys, that it's not an NFL type play. So, like, I'm not going to pretend that those easy passes are any better for him. He's under pressure a lot this game, guys. Okay? So pay attention to, I know that was an easy dump off, but notice how he keeps his composure. He's going to be under a lot of pressure today. It's not going to be easy. This is every passing play. We're not hiding anything. It's going to be some ugly.
He's always under pressure, but he always has poise.
Right.
He's always calm.
Right. Keeps his composure. Look at that. That was crazy duress. Oh, that should have been caught, don't you think?
But you saw what's going on, correct?
Right. But that's not even his fault. I mean, I think that's a catchable ball because he doesn't.
That's a catchable ball. But look at the pressure and the placement of the ball.
Right. The box scores do not show this. They do not tell this story. Right? Look at this throw. Under crazy pressure. Is he wide open? He just drops it. Or the defender makes a good play. But my God. Like what? Like under that pressure, he makes that pass to a guy who's like well covered.
NFL, right. This is what you see in the NFL.
Right. Like you have to be like that. What you just saw was having to deal with NFL circumstances. Nice play. One thing I noticed that about him is we've watched, this is the third game of every pass. We haven't seen an interception. So he doesn't throw a lot of interceptions, does he, Tony?
He protects the ball. And he's throwing to tight windows, if you haven't noticed.
Yes, definitely. Throwing to much tighter windows than most of the top-rated quarterbacks coming out for the draft, right? Like, you don't see them throwing into coverage like this. Pressure, duress, makes the pass on the run. Again, he's not getting help from his receivers, right? And he doesn't have great receivers. And he's playing against a great defense that's making great plays, which is fine. That's allowed. Like, you're allowed to have incomplete passes and have passes knocked down when you're playing against a great defense. Every NFL quarterback has to deal with that, right? Even a great quarterback, you could watch a great game from an NFL quarterback and look at their stats and it's 68% completion. Well, what that means is 32% of the passes were incomplete. So keep that in your mind. This is not a highlight film. Oh my God, you see the pressure?
Okay, bingo.
Wow.
Okay,
That's an NFL play.
Bring that back.
That's a draftable play. That's a play why you look at a player and say,
right.
I could draft him.
This is the thing. People only look at highlight plays, right? Look what this kid did before. Look where he was looking. Look how quickly he got rid of that ball when he saw it. Look at the touch on this throw.
Oh my God.
Okay?
That's a freaking NFL pass, bro. That's like top. And he does it again the next play with a touch pass.
Okay? You give this kid time and you give him open receivers, he will shred you.
Can you imagine? Like, does anybody here think that he would have missed Garrett Wilson on Sunday in the end zone? Does anybody here think that he would have missed him? Watching the passes he's making now under pressure, that he would have missed a wide open Garrett Wilson? I mean, sometimes he might in his career. Sometimes he might because they're human. But it doesn't feel like it.
Now, bring this play back also. I want to show
this kid's amazing. This is against Ohio State, too.
Okay.
We've watched
this play back also. His pocket presence, the way he moves in the pocket, is way ahead, up, sideways, and throw. Okay?
And look at that pass.
Time. Excuse me?
And look at the pass. The throw under all of that.
Okay. Ward and Sanders cannot do what that just happened. Okay?
Well, they might have a couple of plays, but he seems to do this a lot.
I watched their games, Jeremy. They're going straight back and forward, and they're running away.
Right. You're not seeing the shifting.
Right. And he keeps his head up on whatchamacallit. Okay? He keeps his head up when he's running. Look at him scanning the field before. You see that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. He's looking at everything.
I think he threw an interception here. I want you to see it.
Okay. Well, it's the third game we've watched in a row. This is game number 3 we've watched. So it's perfectly. Oh, look at that! That was beautiful. Perfectly normal for there to be an interception. So look how many throws he's made in this one game. And I'm talking about NFL level throws, not throwing to a wide open receiver. Look at this. Look at the coverage. But look where he puts the ball. Back left shoulder.
That's the exact place for that ball. What do you think, Jeremy?
I like him. I mean, it's hard not to like this. And we're not looking at highlights. Everyone, I can't say it enough for people who are joining us. This is not 2 people watching a highlight film. We're watching every play from this kid, the good and the bad. And against Ohio State, real competition, no one could say otherwise. You just saw it. You just saw him making great throws, making great plays. I don't know what people could ask for. I think that I'm more greedy than you. I think that if he doesn't come up the draft board, I know you think he will, kind of like J.J. McCarthy did, that you think he's going to come up the board. And by the time we get to April, this kid's going to be projected to be a top 15 pick. But if he doesn't, if he's still projected to be like the 30th pick and they're saying he's a, early second, round pick or whatever, if he's not projected, I don't think we should reach. I think we got to be a little greedy. I think we got to, if we have the 6th, 7th pick overall in the draft and the kid's projected to go in the second round, why wouldn't we trade back and get some more picks and pick him at 20, 25 and get some draft capital? You know what I'm saying? That's my only argument.
Okay, real quick. We only have a few more minutes, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Talk about the level of competition. He's playing higher end, correct?
20 years old.
Arm strength.
The arm strength is, from what you've told me, if Drew Allar was drafted into the NFL today, he'd be in the top 5 for arm strength.
Exactly. Okay.
He threw that ball. We saw him throw on this video. We saw him make a pass 55 yards effortlessly, and it sailed hard into the receiver, which tells you he could have thrown it 65 yards.
Now, what about poise under pressure?
I mean, show me another player. Show me these other prospects that have this much film with success under pressure. Because we found 3 in all of the highlights of Cam Ward, and we're talking about dozens of plays through the whole season. We found 3 plays that you could argue were pressure. When we looked at Cam Ward playing in a regular game, every play, almost every play he was under pressure, he melted down. Bad passes, took the sack, ran for his life, almost every one.
Okay. Now, what about moving around in the pocket? Do you notice it?
His moving around the pocket is so smooth. I never noticed that. Like, I'm not good at that. Like, I'll admittedly, but with him, you notice it. Like with him, the way he goes sideways in the pocket, not just front and back, but the way he shifts to the side to side, and the throws that he makes on the run, the accuracy of his throws while he's running, and not because I see Cam Ward doing that a lot too. He's on the run, he throws the ball, but he only throws. Look at the plays that Cam Ward is throwing the ball on the run. Every one of them is to a guy that ends up right in front of him. If there's no one in front of him, then he has no one to throw the ball to. Whereas we just today looked at plays where Drew Allar is on the run and throwing the ball not to some guy standing in front of him, but to a guy that's actually running a route still and throwing a timing pattern to that guy so he catches the ball while in full speed running. And this is the stuff that I'm seeing that I don't see with the other guys. And I'm not claiming that the other guys cannot do it or they cannot develop it. I'm saying without seeing it, I can't draft you with a first top 5 pick. I can't do it.
Okay. Next one. We see him scanning under pressure, right? He's checking the whole field when he's under pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Could he make every throw in a route tree?
Look, we've seen every throw from this kid. We've seen him throw screen passes well. We've seen him drop the ball into the bucket well. We've seen him throw vertical passes in the sideline well. We've seen him throw into coverage. We've seen him have to hit the right shoulder, the correct shoulder for 50-50 balls. There's nothing we're not seeing here. We're seeing the entire route tree.
Okay. What about progressions? Are you seeing him follow progressions?
He's one of the very few prospects when you look at the helmet of Ward. Look at the helmet of Sanders. I'm paying attention to this. Their helmet doesn't move. They're looking at one receiver, one read. Sanders will, if it's not there, turn and throw to his check down. He will. I'm not going to take that away from him. Ward doesn't hang around to do that usually. Ward is 2 seconds. If his guy's not there, 2 seconds. He's looking at his guy. If he doesn't throw the ball because that guy's open in 2 seconds, watch it. It's there. Watch his film. He's running. He's off script. Looks great in college. Like, he'll make big touchdown plays that way. It does not work in the NFL. We watch Zach Wilson. We know that off-script quarterbacking is no way to live. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. That's not how you get to the Super Bowl. That's not how you get not how you get a franchise quarterback with them playing off-script football every play. It's nice when they could do it when they have to, but you have to see evidence that that's not the only kind of football they could play. They have to be able to drop it down in the pocket. They have to be able to go through 2-3 progressions. They have to show they can do that to be a real NFL quarterback.
Now, real quick, we already know he has arm talent because we checked it. We're going to show this in future videos, correct? Now, this kid's making timing throws when people are cutting out of a break on an end. I'll show you a vertical throw. You know, we're going to go over throws, correct?
Sure.
Timing?
Yeah. We're going to do it all. We got a video tomorrow. We're going to be back tomorrow.
On a deep post, on a 25, 30-yard post type play, where he threw the ball when the receiver didn't turn his head yet. Okay, this is on a deep slant type play. And I'm looking at this thing and I'm saying Garrett Wilson is going to have a field day with this kid. Okay? Things that this kid does on film, you do not see from a 20-year-old quarterback. You need to look real deep.
So look, just to wrap this up, right? Whoever's watching this video in playback, whether you're here with us, I want to thank everyone for being here. Yeti and Jake and Billy and Life Force, Big Al, all you guys. Thank you for hanging around. I appreciate it. Look, we're not hiding. This is going to be, I'm not taking the video down. I'm not deleting it. It's not going to be mysteriously missing in 3 years from now. We're not hiding it. You know what I mean? We're standing by this. This is who we like. We're not going to fall for this game or this thing that we have in this football world where we have to let these so-called experts decide who the top quarterbacks are. And every year over time, statistically, they're wrong over half the time. Like, how many times are you going to watch them be wrong? And then, like, what's the point? What's the point of watching these guys if they're wrong half the time, right? If they're almost always wrong. So I don't know what our stats are going to be. I don't know what our hit miss risk is going to be. No, Tony, I don't know how accurate we're going to be. What I'm saying is I'm looking forward to 4 years from now, comparing our rankings to Mel Kiper, to Chris Sims, and to all the other guys out there. I'm looking forward to compare our picks and our rankings to theirs and seeing what we do and how we do.
I'll tell you right now, Jeremy, the confidence level I have on this pick is much higher than that Zach Wilson bus call that I made a couple of years ago.
Right. And to be fair, you called it the day the Jets drafted Zach Wilson. For the next 3 weeks, I know because you were in my chat and you were in Frankie from Flatbush's chat driving us nuts, saying that was a horrible pick. And not only did you know it was a bad pick, you told us why. You said he has no touch. He cannot throw different speeds. He could only throw one. All the things we're talking about, you said, and I could vouch for that.
I'm out. Did I tell you also that we would win with Sam Darnold if we surrounded him with talent? Gave him an offensive line and a good play caller.
Yes, you did.
I told you we should never trade down. We should build around the kid. What's he doing in Minnesota right now?
He's doing pretty good because he has a good team around him.
Exactly. You could win. The whole problem with New York is we don't get that. We don't understand that.
Hey, Carolina gave up on him too. And San Francisco let him go.
Yeah,
Just saying. And we're not the only ones. Don't put us alone in that category. Carolina gave up on him.
Listen, what I'm saying is if you protect the kid, he's going to do well. That's what we need to do in New York. We need to draft the right quarterback and give him the supporting kids. If you give Drew Allar a supporting kid, Jeremy, he will shred you in the pros.
Right.
Because he's going to make the 4 or 5 throws a year that are going to win a game. We went back and made a Zach Wilson tape. We could go back and look at 20 to 30 throws over the course of 3 years that kid blew. He was not capable of making those throws. Drew Allar makes probably 65% of those missed throws, of the hardest throws. Those winners, 3, 4, 5 more games. We made the playoffs 2 more years with this kid.
Tony, we have to wrap it up because Proud New York Jets fans about to go on, and we share the same StreamYard, so we have to get off so he can go on. Guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you still don't like him, if you don't agree with us, that's fine. If you agree with us, that's great. We're asking one favor, okay? Don't you dare forget. Let everybody know when this is all said and done who told you first about Drew Allar or who loved him. Don't you forget it, because some people are going to come back and say that we're lying and that we didn't know crap and we only said it after other people said it. You are watching it right now. We are saying it now before you hear anybody else saying it. And with that, Tony, I accidentally hung up on him with that, but he's watching. Guys, we got to go. Take care.
And now, welcome to Pride and Chaos.
Welcome to the darkest year of our adventures. Oh, yeah!
now give it up for Jeremy and Nick.
Now you scared me.
And as usual, Nick is wrong.
Why are you the way that you are? God, I can't stand you.
Let's go to eat a damn snack.
Whoa, that was cool.